I'm Danny Bonaducci, and you are watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
Tony, welcome to Go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
Alright, you go in, Tony. Good.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
party never ends. Knockem dead. Knockem dead. Comedy show.
Happy Friday, kids. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast.
I'm just being your hype man.
Oh, is that what that was?
boy! It was classic Flavor Flav.
I was just about to say that, yeah. That was actually a pretty good impression. The Knockem Dead Comedy Show, we're coming at you live on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, the Facebook page, the YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us today. If you'd like to comment throughout the show, and we hope you do, please do so on YouTube because that is where we're monitoring the comments. But we appreciate you following the Facebook page, the YouTube channel, all that good stuff. Subscribe and hit the thumbs up and all that good stuff. Hello, Jerry Lahane. Jackie throws you under a bus. Can I drive the bus? Oh, hey. Whoa, hey, Jerry.
Well, I think he's saying, oh, wow. Yeah, maybe he is being a dick.
Yeah, he wants to run us over.
Bring it.
Ken Pichelle is watching. Ken Pichelle. Oh, and there's John Rusiello. Good morning, guys. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi.
All right. Andy. Sorry, not Andy. Ken Pichelle.
I am Andy, though.
Yes, my apologies. Ken Pichelle, give me a second. I promised that I would play a new song by Ken Pichelle. But I did not download it. So give me a second to find it.
Thank you, Daddy. I do it for you.
What?
John Rusiello told me I look good today.
Oh, did he? Wow.
That's the fresh haircut and the fresh shave because I did a private party yesterday.
Andy did a private party.
I'm your private comedian. Tell jokes for money. I'll do what you want me to do.
All right, hang on.
So that's all the Tina Turner I got. No Rush? Thank God, Ken. I fucking hate Rush.
Yeah, I'm surprised about that, actually. But all right. So.
It was a time growing up, Rush being foisted upon me.
All right, give me a second here. What I will tell you while we're watching, there is some other music I'm going to play for you in a little while as well.
Another.
All right, let me. Wow, I'm a mess here looking for this thing.
Yeah, you are. You're a hot mess.
All right.
He's so sexy when he does this. Like, I almost want to get out of frame so it's like it adds just a little bit more pressure. He's like, well, where'd Andy go? I guess he had to pee or something.
All right, so I do this, and I go like this, and no, that's not it.
Man, you know how to use your fingers.
All right, this is it. But now, all right, you know what? All right, I was just going to play the audio, but then what? Then it would just be, all right. I'll play the audio, and I'll just throw a picture up so you're not staring at our faces. Let's see. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, you know what? I'm just going to play the audio, and then I'll figure out the rest from there.
Here we go.
All right, so Ken Pichelle, our good friend Ken Pichelle, has written a song. If you guys remember, a few years ago. Oh, did you get him?
Yeah.
Nice.
No fly zone, fruit fly.
Yeah. If you guys remember a few years back, Ken Pichelle wrote a song going back to Cleveland.
I remember a couple of years ago, Ken Pichelle and I doing a parody of Megadeth together.
Right.
We collaborated.
Which was awesome. So now, Ken Pichelle has a song dedicated. It's a song where he's showing his appreciation for Mike Del Giudice.
Mike D, give me that D. Is that what it's called?
Well, I don't need to play it now. Mike Del Giudice, during the quarantine, would go on Facebook Live, and he would call it Live from the Porch, and he would just play requests. So Ken has linked up with a guy named Jack. I don't know.
I know the Mehoffs.
I guess it's
Baltimore Mehoffs.
Yeah. Police. Pollice. Not police. Police.
Hollis.
Jack is a phone guy, so he has my respect. He's a nice guy. I don't know Jack well, but I do. I don't Jack well, but. So
I
Ken,
like to Jack.
Ken has teamed up with Jack, and let's see. When COVID hit, there was one thing we could count on: Mike soothing our musical souls.
All right, this is borderline.
Ken Pichelle had an idea of thanking Mike for all he did for us.
Read it sexy.
So he sent me a song he wrote and asked me to record it. And thanks to my brother, this is what we came up with.
Ooh.
This is a thank you to Mike Del Judas from his Porch family. Ken, what's the name of the song?
They call themselves. I'm not gonna go any further. Like,
That's
no,
on my. I'm in.
This is
quiet.
like instant cancel fucking domain.
So the words are by our own Ken Pichelle.
During the wrong time, you were the right place. In a crippling reality we wished was a lie. We hope that you can understand. Bear with us, please. These thanks have been a long time coming. Need you to know, so grateful. We all needed to let go and know we weren't alone. Opened up your heart, changed your life we knew. Gave your time to us, with smiles on our faces. Had the right way to make everything feel alright. Fill the lives with love and laughter. Made a family. Made a family. You eased our worries, took our hearts of stone, wrapped them in your loving arms through that crazy world. Playing late online, committing familiar crimes. Community and music created friendships. We all needed to let go and know we weren't alone. Open up your heart, change your life we knew. Gave your time to us, with smiles on our faces. Had the right way to make everything feel alright. Fill the lives with love and laughter. Fill the lives with love and laughter. Made a family. Made a family. No one think of you when our eyes are growing old. During the wrong time, you were the right place.
I don't know the name of the tune, but it's written.
You made a family.
You Made a Family, written by our one and only Ken Pichelle, who regrets showing this to us. No, it's great, Ken. It's great.
I'll stop there because
the words are almost all lyrics woven from Mike's Mask Production album. Yeah, that's the last album that Mike made. It's called Mask Production. Mr. Poppintwist is watching.
What's up, Derek?
Joey Cola. Where? Did we mention Joey Cola?
You put up the Joey
the picture.
promo.
Oh, okay.
Go to govs.com if you want the immediate, though you probably have it written somewhere.
Oh, it was on all those.
Oh, it was on all of them. Oh, okay.
Just like it's on this one. Go to govs.com and go see Andy Plagainos.
Please? Please, and laugh loud. Don't laugh at the other people. They'll tell you not to, but they don't really mean it.
John Rusciello, very, very nice. Love the lyrics. Jerry Lahane, smoothly, well done.
Hell yeah.
The voice is great. That's Jack. I think it's pronounced Paulus. Thank you for sharing it. Now,
Could be policy.
it could be policy.
That would be cool. I knew a kid named Johnny Always in the
Really?
in the Air Force, but it was spelled AULWES.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Always.
And Mike Del Judas did respond to you guys. Wow, guys, can't thank you enough for something so thoughtful. This is really beautiful and such a time-consuming gesture as well. Thank you, Jack and Ken. And I'm grateful for...
time-consuming gesture.
And I'm thankful and I'm grateful for all of you. Whoops. John Rusciello is calling you while I'm trying to read.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Trying to read. I'm glad that you're accepting your illiteracy finally.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Hey.
It never ceases to amaze me the fantastic talent that Long Island has, and you bring it out on your show. I mean, this guy Ken, that was a beautiful song. I love the lyrics, and he sang. He has a beautiful voice. But almost every week, Tony, you're bringing these. The word is local talent.
Oh, sure.
That are professionals.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing. What are you doing with the guy to your left? No, Andy.
It's a trap.
Sorry, Andy. I just had to, Tony actually called me and told me to say this.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
But you really, this talent is fantastic.
There really is a lot of talent on this Long Island, the place that you flat left us.
Yeah.
Well, I left you for the bluehead ladies. You know, at my age, I wanted to see if I can get a little bluehead action. You know,
Want to see that blue bobbing at the end of my dick?
Well, there's a couple of different meanings to that statement.
Well, yeah, you pick it. I'll let you choose. But as far as
that
talent
blue
down
hair
in Florida,
white.
there's no talent down in Florida at all, but compared to Long Island. But really, it's amazing. I'm amazed, and again, I say it all the time. Thank you for your show. All right, thank you for all your wonderful guests.
Thank you, pal.
All right, and I like to let you know my wife disinfected the house after having a house guest for 5 days. All right, so you're more than welcome to come down. All right, and it's germ free. Love you guys. Have a good show.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
man. Be well.
All right, so that was our pal Ken Pichelle, who we love dearly, and that was a good tune, and Jack did a nice job singing it. Ken, well done. Now the other thing I wanted to play.
Oh,
there is
another thing.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know why I disconnected this thing, because I have another song I want to play.
Who's in the picture with Dan LaRocco that's on the wall?
Oh, and on the calendar?
Yeah.
It's some girl.
Okay.
The girl was superimposed.
Yeah,
she was not there.
I don't doubt it, because I'm pretty sure he's not legally allowed to be close to any woman.
He was not happy about that.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah. He had no idea until the calendar came out.
I don't doubt that either.
Yeah. All right, so now this other song I'm going to play for you. It's by a band called 5 Times August. I have not heard it, so I have no idea what this is going to be, but the song is called Liars, Cheats, and Crooks. Okay. Now, I don't know what this is going to be, but the reason I'm playing it is it's brand new.
Sounds like this is going to be a little hardcore.
I'm thinking hardcore.
With the name of the band and
I'm
the
thinking
name of
political, because the reason I'm playing it on the bass guitar, none only than Mark White, our pal Mark White.
Oh, good.
He has not put out any new music in a long time, so I was excited to see that he's.
That was very generous of you to him to say our.
When I say our Mark White, I don't mean that we own him. I don't mean it. I'm not saying that. He's a part of our family. He does not know that I'm even doing this today. I forgot to tell him. But all right, so I don't know what we're getting here. So Liars, Cheats, and Crooks by 5 Times August. If you don't know who Mark White is, he's been on the show many times.
It's not going to be hardcore.
He is the former bassist for the band The Spin Doctors. All right, let's see what we got.
He's an ex-bassist.
even hear the bass.
You want us trapped while you all left behind the scenes. You want us sick, you think we're dumb.
Come on, let's sing along.
You want us blind and you want us drugged. You want us poor while you get more of everything.
Oh, there's the bass, I hear it.
You don't get to tell me what to think and what to do. No, you don't get to tell me what is true. 'Cause you're just liars, cheats and crooks. Change the rules and you burn the books. And so I don't believe
I like the music.
Yeah, no, it's a banger, but yeah.
You're all liars, fakes and cons. Want you out and we want you gone. So don't believe this time you'll get away. You want us tricked, you want us numb. You want us scared and you want us stung. You want us shot and you want us bought in every way. You want our minds, you want our time. You want us framed up in your crimes. I hope you know that it's time to go and we're taking names. 'Cause you don't get to tell us what to think and what to do. No, you don't get to tell us what is true.
It sounds like what Jamiroquai was doing on January 6th.
That was good. It does sound exactly like that.
Dude, it really does.
So it is Jack Police. That is how you say his name.
Oh, kick-ass. So
he
he's
wrote
like
me.
Johnny Always. That's awesome.
Yeah. Great guy.
Kick-ass name, dude.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of meeting Jack. He's a good guy.
But I mean, the policy could work too, and that's kick-ass. It didn't matter. It was a kick-ass name. That's coming from a fellow P.
That's true. Come on, where's the bass solo? We need a bass solo.
Change the rules and you burn the books, and so we don't believe a single word you say. You're all liars, fakes and cons. Want you out and we want you gone. So
I really do like the music, actually.
No, it's good. Like, absolutely.
Yeah. La 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 la.
I like any la la la
la la la la la. La 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 la.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey Jude.
I am also against book burner.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they included that. We're gonna be honest.
Yeah, true. La 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 la. There's a lot of la-las.
Yeah. They should have called this La.
La 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 la.
They had a British flag flying with the word liberty. That was weird. I mean, I assume they're American. They're singing in an American accent. Oh, this is the banger at the end. Yeah, everybody.
Right.
All five of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark White. Oh, see, there's no bass solo. So now I'm mad. All right, so there you go.
Nice.
Let's see. What else did Jack say? Yeah, it's actually pronounced like the cops. I think I'll change it to Jack Policy. Great stage name.
Dude, that is. Like, that's sick.
That's funny. All right, there you go. So that's how you get your weekend started. Some music here on Knockem Dead.
Hell
on
yeah.
your
That's
Friday.
what, you demand it, we deliver.
That's right. I don't know what you demanded, but
Yeah. Anything but us.
right. Yeah, see, Ken Pichelle said killer bass line. Are you talking about your song or that one? I didn't hear it in that one. Ken, any relation to Vinny Spit? What? Oh, that's right. Mr. Papatwist, my birthday brother. Oh, your birthday brother. Is that? That's what? This Sunday, right, Derek? I think, yeah. You and Mark White, I think your birthday is this Sunday, if I remember right. He was on Stern doing porn chicks with his music act. What? says Jerry Lahane. Who was? Mark White? I don't believe that. Mark White and I share the same birthday. Oh, there he goes. He says it's this Sunday. Very nice. So happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, Mr. Pop
Mark
and
White
Twist.
and Mr. Pop and Mr. Pop and Twist. Ken Pichelle, hey, we have this song calling out liars, cheats, and crooks. Who's out there that might be on board to contribute bass? Yeah, we know a guy. There you go. Jerry Lane says that was a mix between ELO, Dr.
Nice,
Hook,
Ken.
and that smart-ass guy. Yes, Mr. Pop and Twist agrees it had a Jamiroquai vibe. Ken Pichelle, Tony, do you know if this was a one-time thing or if Mark is in the band now? No, I believe this was a one-time thing. The band has a new album out, and if I'm not mistaken, Mark is only on the one song. This band has been around for a while. They're not a new band. So I think he's just guesting on the one song. And my guess is because what the song's about, Mark is very outspoken about his beliefs, so that's... And I think the drummer from The Offspring is on the song, that song too.
Well, and I mean, it is sort of like it doesn't get specific, but like the video definitely had some cut-ins that were like,
Yep.
Okay.
Jerry Lahane wants to know who did Short People Got No Reason. Short People Got No Reason to Live. That was Randy Newman.
Yeah.
Or, Jerry, did you write that? I don't know.
You got a friend in me.
John Rusiello says that was a great song.
You
Oh,
got
Ken
a
Pichelle already
friend
answered
in
it.
me.
It's Randy Newman.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got it.
Jack and I met mid-May.
Jack and I met mid-May?
Mid-May.
Met mid-May.
Met mid. Jeff Posey's watching.
Bozinator.
very
Bozy called me the other night.
Oh, really?
Day. I was sleeping. Sorry. And then I called him back. But
Everything all right?
yeah. No, he
Did
just
you
wanted
yell at
to
him
call
for
and say
waking
hi, which I'm like, I didn't think we were friends. No, I'm like, it was nice to hear from him. I'm terrible at that. I'm not really somebody like
That keeps in touch?
I just like whoever's in front of me, I'm super involved with who's in front of me kind of thing. And so it
So when I throw you off this show, you won't keep in touch with me?
pretty much, no. It's message received. It's like I'm not one of those guys like my ex-wife or I really, you know what, I typically ended things really shittily with like
Shittily?
yeah, with girls that I was dating. So, but I hate to think that I dumped them or broke up with them. I just go, you know what, the modern era, it's ghosting. But I would like leave the area. I would join the Air Force. Went out to Arizona, things like that.
Is that what you did to your first wife? You just ghosted her?
No,
She's like, "Where is this guy?"
she ended it with me. And one day I came home. I was working. It's still in the Air Force. Came home, and when I would come home, she would leave.
That's a
So
sign.
I was home from Kuwait for about 3 days at that point. So I'm like, all right, I had this weird itching, burning desire to know where the fuck she was going. So I jumped in my car. I followed her from like a very far distance.
No shit.
And I watched where she was turning, and then I would turn and whatever. And then I pulled up, and she went into the house of this teacher that she worked with, a dude, whatever.
Oh boy.
And I actually got out of the car for a second, and I just got this sick feeling in my stomach, and I'm like, I'm not doing this. So I'm somebody. If you rejected me, you rejected me. I respect that. You know, whether I agree or not, it's not up to me. So I'm not one of these people that follows ex-girlfriends or,
Right.
you know, needs to know where people are or anything like that.
So you went to a girl you worked with. You went to her house. You're like, I'll show her.
The girls that were, because the girls I worked with, there were only 2 in the office, and I was their supervisor.
And they had thicker mustaches than you.
No, they were both very, very attractive. I mean, I didn't have. It's funny because like you put it when you're their supervisor, you just completely put it out of your mind. You're just like,
Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah.
But both of them were gorgeous and funny and really great. They were great troops to have to work for me.
All right. Speaking of exes, that's kind of a segue to one of the things I want to talk about.
Oh
today.
wow! I thought this is no segue Friday. So
Oh, is it?
Usually.
So I was here by myself on Wednesday, and I spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of time complaining on the show on Wednesday, and there was something I wanted to get to, and I was running out of time, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait till Friday when Andy's here. And I'm going to get Andy's take on this.
Ooh.
All right, so here's the deal. And I want your opinion on this. I want your opinion on this. No, I really do.
I got
I think I may be thinking too much into something. So, as I said, speaking of exes, when Sally and I first started we knew each other as teenagers. She's older than me, so I was only in, I think,
I love how you work that in all the time.
Oh, yeah,
Go
all
on.
the time. She's so much older than me. When she graduated high school, I was, I think, in 9th grade or something. So maybe even 8th grade, I forget. So, and we immediately lost touch from that point on.
Yeah.
So, and we didn't, it was 2012 that we reconnected on Facebook. And it was around the same time that my wife and I had split. So Sally and I, she was having issues in her marriage. So, we started kind of toying with the idea of, getting together.
Right.
And but she was living in Massachusetts at the time.
Right.
So we were just keeping in
Which
touch.
should have been a red flag that she only lives in places that start MAS.
Yes, very true. Very true. You're right. I never thought of that. But she definitely had a fetish for one-legged men. So So I knew I was a sure thing.
Yeah.
So there was this guy she was hanging out with. Now, and I say hanging out, nothing. It was just a friend. In fact, this guy. So she was when we first started. So we were in our early to mid 40s. This guy at that point, I think, was around 70. I don't even know how. I don't recall how she even knew this guy, but he was a local guy, and she was just friendly with him. And so the more me and her were in touch, the more this guy would kind of be a little dicky.
To you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he would say weird things and like, you'd be good to my girls, weird stuff. And it seemed like he was trying to take her out more often. And,
right.
And I said something to her. I was like, this guy, there's something not right. I said, there's definitely nothing romantically going on here. And she swore up and down, no way, no way. Well, it turned out that I was right, that this guy wanted something more.
Of course he did. Yeah.
Right, of course. Why else is he? Right.
I mean, that's not on Sally to
No,
know
it's
or
not.
recognize or anything
Absolutely.
like that. Yeah.
I'm not knocking Sally in any of this.
Yeah, because dudes are creeps.
Right.
So
And
it's a game recognizing game.
And he's, this guy was around 70 at the time, and he's with a girl that's at least 25 years younger than him.
Good for him.
So he's like, why wouldn't, so of course he's chasing after that.
Right.
So he was kind of weird. And, once in a while, just weird comments coming my way. Even there were a couple of times I'm like, did he just threaten me in a roundabout way? It was really kind of strange. So she tried to talk to him, can you kind of knock that off? It's a little weird, and I'm with him now. I'm not interested. Right. I was never interested in you. Well, I mean, she said it much more politely than that. I mean, we all know Sally.
No, but even that's such an awkward conversation to have. Because at the core of it, you have to get that concept. Like you're boiling it down, but just getting that concept across in a conversation would be like.
So, and he at first things seemed like it was cool, but then eventually he was starting to be more of a dick to me, but even now starting to be a dick to her. She's like, all right, well, I'm just going to
stop talking to you.
Basically, like you were just saying, she just stopped calling him. She didn't hang out with him anymore. And then 10 years ago, 2014, she moved down here.
Right.
From one mass to another. And she has had, they've had no contact.
Right.
This is just during a window of time. I lived in Massachusetts, and that guy was my friend.
Did he send you a mail bomb?
He didn't send me a mail bomb, but so Sally and I were together for 10 years.
Right.
And once in a blue moon, I'm talking maybe 3 times during those 10 years, he would like something that I posted, or he would, or maybe a comment, but usually just liked.
Right.
I'm like, this is weird. What is going on here? So, I'm going to say more than 3 or 4 times. It was more than that, because I did get to a point like, I need to block this guy.
Right.
And I could be it could be nothing, but why are you liking it? Why are you?
What did he like?
It would just be random posts. It would be posts from the show. It would be just maybe something I posted myself.
Right.
Just like it was all random. There was no connection to it.
I wish I'd known about it, because I'm pretty good at picking out patterns like that.
Yeah, you're right. I should have told you about this from the beginning. So I eventually blocked the guy. And now at this point, a few years go by. Sally and I broke up about 2 years ago.
Wow.
But so in the past, I want to say about a year ago, he again liked something of mine, and I'm like, so that pissed me off because I'm like, I blocked this guy already. So now I'm starting to wonder, did he get a new profile? Like what's going on?
Probably.
Then he liked something, a post from Gov's Comedy Club podcast. So I blocked him again, and this page, Gov's blocked him too. And I contacted Sally. Sally and I get along great still.
Right,
And
right,
I don't talk to her terribly often, but you know,
Right.
maybe once every 2 months we'll catch up and have a nice conversation.
Cool.
But I called her at this time and I said, "This is what's going on." She's like, "All right, yeah, I'm, no problem, I'm cool." And I asked her, I said, "Have you had any contact? Is there any reason why I'm still on his mind?" She goes, "I have not had any contact with this man since 2013."
It was you he wanted.
Maybe.
He also had a fetish with one-legged man. He was just using Sally as bait.
That's right. Sally and her husband broke up. Her husband had an affair with this guy.
Little did you know. Like you don't know how far back this goes.
So last week, he liked a post of mine on Instagram and liked the Gov's Comedy Club podcast post on Instagram. I'm like, what the fuck? So now I'm thinking like,
God, he's like herpes.
I take that back. He did this like a month ago on Instagram. I blocked him.
Yeah.
And then last week there was another. And this time I looked and it was a different profile. Definitely him, but a different So I started to think like, is this guy creating new profiles just so he can keep tabs on me?
That's some weird ass stalker shit.
So I contacted Sally, and I told her what was going on. And I said to her, I go, "Please tell me if it's me.
Right.
Am I thinking too much, or is this guy weird?"
No, he should just there's no reason for him to interact with you at any level.
So, and then we both agreed, hey, look, this guy's got to be pushing 80, give or take. He's probably harmless. He lives 5 hours away.
As long as anybody can do this, they're not harmless.
Well, true.
Like
so it did. So I'm thinking, all right, either this guy is some kind of freak who can't get Sally out of his mind after all these years, or he's just a guy that, he blocked me. That's just an invitation for a guy like him to mess with people even more. Either way, it makes him look like a fuck or a freak or a weirdo.
You can actually, he lives in Massachusetts still?
As far as I know.
I think you could absolutely get the local police department.
Just because he liked stuff?
Yeah, because
really?
it's like a harassment thing. Like the one sticking point is usually you have to. It's almost like when somebody gets trespassed from a property. Like he has to be notified.
Right.
So I don't know, but I think this kind of reaches into that because it's like, listen, in the world we live in, with the things that have been done, that can be done, our imaginations have been emptied and shown to the world for how fucking the horrible things that can happen.
Well, this is what I did before. So I blocked him on Instagram. But he has yet another profile on Facebook that I haven't blocked yet.
Right.
So I contacted him.
Right.
And I said, I don't know why you keep creating new profiles and liking things I'm involved in. What point are you trying to make? Are you trying to let me know that you're watching? Great, got it. You've had no contact with our mutual friend for years, so you continuing to watch me just makes you look like a creep. You and I are not friends. Stop looking at my things and forget you ever knew me. And if you're watching Sally, stop doing that too. And I left it at that. It doesn't show that he's read it. It doesn't mean he hasn't.
Doesn't matter. You sent it, and that's a provable thing.
Right. And I tried to keep it non-threatening.
Yeah.
But letting him know I was pissed. And see, this is what I mean. Like, there's nothing else on this profile. I know, except for a picture of a man's bare ass.
I wonder if he's. Because there's been, you get like all sorts of friend requests and things, and usually I'm pretty good at, I've told you before that what I like to do is if I've not met you, I will not accept the friend request, but I will wait a year.
Right.
And at 3:00 in the morning, I will accept the friend request.
Are you going to tell me you've gotten a friend request from this guy?
The picture, I know it's not but it's also not exactly that ubiquitous. but it's specific, but also not
Yes.
so specific. So I don't know if because now I'm just looking. Yeah, I don't have. No, I don't think that's not like a. All right, good.
Let's see. Well, while you're looking, let's see. Jeff, everybody saying hi to Jeff.
Right.
Vicky. Hey, fellas, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, Vicky. Vicky wasn't feeling well this week. Hope
I'm
you're
sorry.
feeling all right. Derek says, we also share that birthday with Ringo Starr, Shelley Duvall, and Michelle Kwan. Oh, all right. Very nice. Well, happy birthday to all of you. Ken Pichelle, so you're saying that the Liar song was one time in June with 5 times August.
Nice.
John Rusciello, can't believe any woman would leave you, Andy.
Yeah, me neither. That's why I keep them in my trunk.
Fremder, I used to date a hot gamer chick. I guess you could say I love my Xbox.
Very good.
That was good. Fremder, hey Ken, hope you're well. I heard you had ADS. What? Jerry Lehane, he had a leg up on the competition.
Legs. It's good.
Jeff Bosey, who was really weird was that. What? What was
All
really.
right. Who was really weird was that he asked you, could you purchase him little blue pills to help his problem?
You're welcome.
Okay. Don't forget that sidewalk dude that crept on Sally's knee or leg.
Oh, fucking,
yes.
what was his name?
Peter. Pete?
Yeah,
Pete.
douchebag Pete.
Yeah, but that
Pete
guy wasn't a
douchebag.
stalker. He just...
Was a douche?
He was a creep, but he was just a guy we stumbled upon.
Yeah, Sally asked for it, though. That's...
I actually felt bad about it.
Yeah, no, it was funny to watch it in real time because you couldn't necessarily see what was happening.
I had no idea what was happening. I was just trying to mess with the guy, having absolutely no clue that he was touching Sally. But although he was a little bit of a stalker, because after that, he must have went back and watched it. He then was sending me nasty messages. You know, how dare you say that stuff about me? I'm not a bad person. You better take this video down, or I'm gonna come back. Oh yeah, it got a little freaky for.
Well, the cops will be here.
Yeah, exactly. But we never saw him again.
Right.
But yeah, that was crazy. That guy. This is a crap load of information. Sounds like me babbling. What is the question? Oh, wow, Ken Pichelle getting a little feisty.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why would you even add him? Why would you even add him up on Facebook to begin with? I didn't. What are you talking about? Oh, yes, the good old days when I was told to keep my mouth shut Monday through Friday except for Wednesday.
Brings you back, doesn't it, Fremder?
Did he want to drink your stump water? Oh.
Let
me do the joke.
This weekend, I'm going to drink some of Tony's stump water.
Wait, shouldn't he be dead if he was 70 10 years ago? How does he know to use Instagram? I hear you. He just wanted a friend stop conducting elder abuse. What? Oh, he just wants a friend? No. Oh, he just wants to friend stop conducting alien? I don't know. Have you reported him to IG or Facebook, says Mary. No, I have not. Then Mary says hi. Hi. Let's see. All right.
Yeah, Ken, we met virtually. That's why I didn't wait a year. Like I knew you, not know you. I mean, I'd like to get to know you better.
Don Sill, I think, is the only one from this bunch who's
actually been in a room or outside.
Yeah, who's actually met Ken Pichelle in the flesh. Which I would like to. I'd like to meet Ken Pichelle in the flesh at some point.
Yeah, I'd like to see Ken's flesh too.
I didn't say see his flesh or see him in the flesh.
April's so lucky.
So another thing I wanted to talk about. You like this?
Oh, I like things I like.
There's a comedian. What's her name? She goes by the name Kel Fire.
Kel Fire. That's cool.
Are you familiar with this comedian?
No, but that's a smart take.
Excuse me. I had never heard of her either.
I wonder if it's either Kelsey or Kelly. I mean, if it was the 80s, it would be Kelly, but
yeah, true.
Modern era being what it is.
She's a comedian and an OnlyFans creator.
I support small businesses.
Where was this? I don't know if I have where exactly this was, but she was performing in a club. This is just, today's Friday. I think this was
So
last
this was
weekend.
comedy she was performing in a club, or OnlyFans she was performing in a club?
She was doing stand-up comedy in the club. And there's video of this.
Sweet.
I don't know what was going on with her. I don't know if her set was going bad or she's got something personal going on. But she appeared to be a little, like, almost like she was about to break out in tears.
Oh,
okay?
no.
So she's standing. Now, again, I don't, if there's more video, I haven't seen it. But it just starts at this one particular part where she's just standing there. And she just, out of nowhere, she looks at the crowd and she goes, does anyone just, like, want to go home with me tonight? I'm serious. Just and as she's saying that, she does sound like she's going to cry, but she's standing right there, and she's a pretty girl, and she's standing. And she says it. She goes, "I'm serious." So you hear like awkward silence.
We can do that?
Apparently, who knew? So there was like an awkward silence, and then you hear like one. It sounds like a girl go, "Woo!" Almost like she's like cheering her on, and then sure enough, you hear like a man's voice. He says something. I can't make out what he says, but then he's all of a sudden he's right there. He's walking up on stage, and he says to her, "Are you serious?" And she looks right at him. She goes, "Yeah, do you want to come home with me tonight? Come on." And the audience cheers, and the guy was like, "Yeah, let's go." And they walk off stage together.
Possible plant?
That's kind of what went through my head. Now, this I didn't see in the video. I don't recall seeing this in the video.
Penetration?
Apparently, then she says, "I'm going to go and make myself feel better." She apparently said that as she's walking off the stage. And then this I didn't see, but in the article I read, she posted something on X the next day that was it was some kind of explicit post on X.
Good for her.
She confirmed. Oh, all right. I forgot. All right. She confirmed that that this moment in the show was a publicity stunt.
Nice.
But then she wrote, "Vid sold. Ended my set asking the audience someone come home with me." Oh, and she actually writes, "They came in my car and then in my face." That's what she actually wrote. That's actually what she wrote. So I don't know if this is real or not. Either way, this has gone viral.
It's probably like her actual boyfriend or somebody that she's just messing with or whatever.
Yeah. But it worked because the video's out there.
Yeah, dude.
So good for her. And speaking of videos, have you seen the video of actor Danny Trejo? Do you know who you know?
I know who Danny Trejo is, but
did you hear what happened?
He's got the chick with the sombrero tattooed on his midsection, like his entire chest and abdomen.
So he was in a.
I always thought it was a mushroom for years, until I really because I'm like I'm not gay. I'm not looking at that guy's abs to try to figure out what the fuck he has there. So I'm like, okay, that's a mushroom.
Well, or like Henry Winkler with Roy Orbison's face on his ass in The Waterboy. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Danny Trejo was in a 4th of July parade yesterday, somewhere in California, I believe.
Good for
it was.
him.
Now, I saw some dude get interviewed after the parade. This kid, first of all, he's like a teenager, and his shirt says, "I love older women," which I thought was weird. But he's being interviewed, and he's like, it's a tradition in this parade to throw water balloons at the people in the parade, and they throw them back.
He'll throw knives back. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. So I've never heard of this. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what this kid said. So, yeah, there's footage. Danny Trejo is in a car, and he's waving, and it's an old-time car. Pow, right in the face, gets hit with a water balloon. He gets out. He goes to confront people. He gets hit in the face again with a water balloon.
Of course.
There's a woman in front of him. He's screaming at the woman. He totally shoves this woman out of the way. Next thing you know, he's throwing punches. Somebody punches him right square in the face. He goes down. One of his guys jumps in. Another guy punches him. That guy goes down.
Oh, wow.
And that guy, I don't know how, but his neck was all bloody. I don't know what they did to him.
Oh, jeez.
But Trio, they both got up and continued to fight. But yeah, but then they go. In the report I saw, they go back to this kid, and he's like, "Yeah, well, part of the tradition is you don't throw the water balloons at the classic cars because that's what Trio was in."
Right.
But But yeah, it's kind of a
They
weird-
and I imagine that was like, hey, listen, they throw water balloons, but they don't throw them in classic car. Okay, put me in a classic car. Like that.
Yeah,
that
maybe,
was probably
right.
the stipulation.
But yeah, it's a little disturbing to see these guys fighting and throwing these old men all over the place. All right, let's see. Yes, I met Don in North Carolina. We filmed a bit. Yeah, I remember that. Definitely have to meet y'all in the flesh sometime. Thanks for going to North Carolina after I moved to Alabama. Yeah, that's right. Me and Don went down there last year. I mean, sorry, I moved to Alabama before you all went to North Carolina.
That was very inconsiderate of you, Ken.
That's right. And now we'll make a trip to go to Alabama, and you'll probably move to Virginia or something. This weekend, says Fremda, I will be performing stand-up in front of my sock drawer. Thanks for the visual. Sounds like the guy she went home with is also going to be performing stand-up. Jeff Bosey, I know that there's such thing as parallel thinking, but I wanted to do that at the end of my set, have some guy take me off the stage, and then make that statement. I believe you have made that statement regarding Rich Rader.
It's not. Like if we want to be strict about it, this isn't stand-up. This is that's a performance art piece.
Oh, okay.
Like that's
all right.
Because like you have your Andy Kaufman's and Steve Martin and whatever, and those are the things that transcend actual stand-up.
Like Kaufman, that fight with the wrestler was all fake.
With Jerry Lawler, yeah. The wrestler. Jerry the King Lawler. Put some respect on his name.
I know nothing about wrestling.
Dude, the King is the fucking man.
The King is the man.
But she got the puppies out! You would love him because he was such a lech when he was an announcer.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like always talking about titties. And
oh, really?
Like when the WWE divas would come out and he'd be like, oh, man, I really like her. I like her puppies. Like it was, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway.
So how was your 4th?
It was all right. It was, I had that, the party booked, the private show.
That's cool.
And, I told you about it. I don't want to, it went well and it was nice and I got paid. So it was very nice. But that because it was at 4:30, I didn't do, I'm trying to think what we did in the morning. I feel like we were doing something because, I had to get the equipment because I'd forgotten to get it. Had gotten so high the night before, I had not remembered to take the equipment from Billy when I was hanging out with Billy, and parked at Billy's house where the equipment was in his
priorities
car. So yeah, so I got to hang out with him for a minute, and then it was that, and then we went to Bald Hill Amphitheater in good old town of Brookhaven. Been there my whole life. Matter of fact, my Don. My episode of
Don
Pasusu, Pasusu, where we talked and Benny was there too apparently,
and you talked about gay sex.
Yeah, probably.
And speaking of because you said something about how that Bald Hill is where
gay
Bald
men
Hill is
a very
yeah.
It's almost like a park and ride, not on the expressway.
And speaking of gay hookups, you then posted on Wednesday that a picture of you and Billy that you were going on an adventure.
Adventure Time. That's where we went to.
I figured it was
well, that was Wednesday night, and we went to go see Fat J. Who Fat J just recently.
Speaking of Bald Hill,
had his. No, I'll allow it.
Okay.
Just had his first headline here.
Yes, that's right.
On a Thursday night. Or Sunday night, and so happy for him. Really deserves it.
Yes.
And we're pretty sure that they did it on purpose. I don't know who did it on purpose, but Keith Anthony and Carrie Karavis showed up, and they put them in before him, and Carrie apparently murdered the room.
Well, when doesn't she?
Yeah, true, but it seemed like a real fucking hardcore.
That's
just
funny.
Killed the room, and Jay was like, I was all fucking nervous. But then he got, and everybody I know, Mike Tansey was here. Mike Tansey actually got to watch it. And Tansey was telling us, he fucking went up and killed. It didn't matter. He's like, the room was a wasteland. And he still went up and did fantastic. So congratulations to my boy.
I personally think that's a good thing. When when you murder on stage, and then you have to go up after it, because now they're in a great mood and they'll laugh at anything.
Yes and no, because it's like, well, this isn't the person that was just up here, and if it's a different style, like you have to bring your 100% A game to be able to follow. That's what people say, like, oh, I don't want to follow that guy. You don't.
No, I
follow,
understand that thinking, but I also do think that someone is going to give you some good energy. I've brought it up before on here. I remember with Dan LaRocco. It's got to be like a year or so ago. He was performing at the brokerage, and I was there. The guy went up before him, went into this whole pro-Trump stuff. I'm not knocking or
no, but it was what it happened.
But it turned the audience. It turned a lot of the audience off. I'm telling you, it was almost half the room got up and walked out.
Yeah.
And now Dan LaRocca has to come out, and what do you do with that? I would much rather have a Carrie Karavis freaking kill that room and have great energy. Now I can walk out. All I got to do is say hi. Like I saw Christy Miller here. Who went up before? It might have been Ivory. And Ivory always kills. Christy Miller then comes out, and she grabs the mic. What's up, all you stupid motherfuckers? Yeah. And the place roared.
Right.
Yeah,
some things are primed. It is difficult, I will say, sometimes. But I think it was I think it was done on purpose, is what I mean.
I totally got that. But I'm just saying I'd be happy with that. Go ahead and do it on purpose because I'd like that energy.
Yeah, but it also meant that he had to really fucking bring it, and
that's
just
a good thing.
Super fucking happy for him, and he's one of those guys that just does everything kind of the right way. So it's great to see that, and he's a schmoozer. He's a big time schmoozer.
Yes.
Great dude, and super happy for him.
Absolutely, yeah, well deserved, and it's cool. It does feel like it's like one of our own who's.
Well, I started out shortly after Jay and I would be from like kind of the same generation,
right? Yeah.
So it's really great to see that. I cannot commit to as much as he can, and he lives here. So it is, and like we immediately became friends. We actually talked about it Wednesday night, how he and I we had met a couple of times, but we were at the Terryville Fire Department. Out by me.
Yep.
And John Butera was doing a show, and he wanted us. I think Jay was getting a little bit of time, but he wanted me to check out what was going on. And Paul Verney.
Yeah, I remember that name.
The Comedy Tornado.
Oh yeah.
He knows like every zip code in the United States.
Right.
Wow. Like, I don't know. There's a part of me that's like impressed. But then the rest of me is like...
yeah, I'm kind of scared.
Why?
Right. Yeah.
But it's a cool party trick. And how he had... the way he did crowd work was whatever. And we went outside for a cigarette about half an hour into his set. Jay's like, so what do you think of this guy? And I go, he's good at what he does. I mean, he's got funny stuff and everything. But there's something about... the way he interacts with the crowd, because he would be like this person, and he would like kind of roast them. Then he'd go to this person, roast. Then he would go
right.
Then like it was like a regular kind of thing, and I was like, it reminds me of like one of those Irish memory songs. And the one a lot of people know is
Danny Boy.
The rattling bog, right? And it's like the bird on the tree, and the trees, and the wood, and the wood, and the bog, but the one that I grew up with was there's a hole in the bottom of the sea.
Oh, okay,
There's a log on a hole in the bottom of the sea, and I was like, so it kind of reminded, like he didn't know rattling bogs, but I was like, oh, hole in the bottom of the sea. Paul Verney ends his set singing "There's a Hole in the Bottom of the Sea."
Holy crap. That's great.
And Jay, it was just so funny because like we were sitting at like a catering table, and me, and Jay's just like, how the fuck did you know he was gone? I was like, dude, I did not know. And it's just what it sounded like to me. And he's like, holy shit. And for like months afterwards, he'd be like, yo, did you know Andy?
Years ago, I had heard of Jay. I had seen him around, but I hadn't seen his act, barely knew him. And then I forget why or how, but he actually came in and auditioned with Knockem
Oh,
Dead.
right.
And I'm not knocking him at all. I just don't think he really got what we were doing.
Yeah, that's not his end.
Right.
Yeah.
So it didn't happen. And then, and I didn't spend any time with him. I didn't really see him because he wasn't really playing here yet. But then a few years back, we had a bunch of different shows here some years back, and Graz had organized this.
The 24-hour.
That too. But this was the softball game against a blind softball team.
Right.
Which was it sounds funny, but it was kind of cool to watch these guys in action. But anyway, so.
Not as hilarious as you would think.
Well, yeah. So the way it works, you can't stand in the infield. If you're a seeing team,
right,
you have to give them a chance. So you stand in the outfield. And but there's a pitcher because the ball has like
Beeps.
a whistling, a beeping sound. So you go by the sound, in the swing. So we had a pitcher, and Jay was the catcher. And I'm in the outfield. Well, that's a whole different show. I'm in the outfield, and I can hear Jay making fun of these guys as he's catching. And at first, I was like, what is he saying? What I think there was like a moment of shock, and then after a while, I was laughing my ass off. And I was like, this guy's all right, man. And the blind team, they were taking it all in stride. We had a really good time, actually.
Jay's a smooth. That's what I say. He's a schmoozer. Like, he knows how to work people, like, in a positive way. It's not like he's not a manipulator or anything like that. He's a salesman, born salesman. Is what I always.
No, I agree.
Like to say.
All right. Joel is watching. Hello, Joel.
So,
Bosie, the reason why he remembers the zip code is because he used to do mailers back in the 80s.
Oh, is that why? Interesting. I didn't know that.
And I don't want to give away what he does when he roasts, but there is a method that he does. Oh, okay.
I'm wondering if he's talking about Jay at that point.
The girl comic, I'm rewinding, had a phone call, says Jerry.
Thank you for updating us.
What's he talking about? What girl comic?
The Hellfire.
Oh, okay. All right. Very nice. Before I forget, Zach might be stopping in.
Oh, good to see Zach.
He came in yesterday. He stopped in. We had a bunch of guests in here yesterday.
Bet you're not laughing at him now. That Grimace helped you guys out.
First thing I thought of when I saw it, I was like, please don't spark him to get into all that Grimace shit again. Please. And he really hasn't been that bad with it, thank goodness.
Yeah, but he hooked up because of that one time. Or he could have. I think he ended up going too far into the Grimace thing.
Yes.
It's like, dude, this is like in Waterboy when the chick thinks he's hot because he's saying freaky shit.
Right.
Or Steve Carell in The 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Right.
Dude, move in for the kill. And he's like, I love Grimace. Or whatever. Grimace. Like, it was like the next thing.
I love Grimace. So he might be stopping in to talk a little bit more. He announced it yesterday. Starting this Tuesday, he will be doing his own podcast in here about superheroes.
Damn.
So I told him, and he's going to do it. He's going to ask you to come on at some point.
What time of the day are we talking about?
Tuesday nights at 7 p.m.
Okay, that's actually a doable kind of thing.
Cool.
Especially this in August. If that's.
Yeah, sure. Oh, and there's Carol Miner. Hello, my favorite guys.
Hello, Carol.
I just need a second now. Hang on. Okay. Carol went to the Texas Ranger game yesterday, and you saw Scherzer pitching. Did they win? Did Scherzer get a win, Carol? How'd the game go? Hope you enjoyed your fourth. So I saw this other story. This girl, 29-year-old Bryn Elise, she recently went to Turkey. $700 flight to Turkey.
I went there for free.
Well, $700 isn't bad.
Yeah, my Uncle Sam paid for it.
Thank you, Uncle Sam. She ended up going on a medical tour. She got a checkup.
You almost said that like Bosie says weekend.
Yeah, true.
Checkup.
Scans, tests, meetings with specialists, the whole thing. So she goes to her appointment. It's a full body care appointment. Calm down. Calm down.
I've seen this before. This is one of my searches on Pornhub.
Oh, sure it is, yeah. First thing you do is you get your blood drawn, and they start running tests. You get an EKG.
And the train.
Right. An EKG. They take your blood pressure. They check your height and weight. Then you're off to radiology for a chest X-ray.
You should have led with the article should have led with the height and weight first, because it's like they check your blood, blood pressure, and then height and weight. It's like, okay, yeah, like they're in your blood.
Well, the blood's got to be first because they got to go start running tests on it.
Yeah.
They go to radiology for chest X-ray and an abdominal ultrasound. They do a thyroid ultrasound, some more tests. Then they go over to nuclear medicine and get a bone density scan.
They did the pencil test. Which women are going to be the only ones who know.
Oh, yes. I failed that test.
Me too. No, I can never keep the pencil up.
The food selection of the hospital was top notch as well, to the point where locals actually will just go to the hospital to get lunch.
Oh, that's cool.
They actually bring in a popular Turkish restaurant to handle all the meals, and patients can literally order it to be delivered to their rooms.
They can get Turkish there?
Probably. After lunch, it's time to meet with the internal medical doctor, then go over to get test results. One by one, they go over 30-plus scans, tests, and cancer markers that she was tested with in depth and got to ask all the pressing questions. Then she goes to the gynecologist to do a pap smear. Then ophthalmology. And it turns out she had astigmatism, so she had to get glasses.
Okay.
Then you go to a dental examination, then cardiology. She did a stress test and a chest ultrasound.
Chest test.
And she gets all the time in the world to meet all the doctors to get the results, ask whatever questions. They don't rush through it. This whole day cost $800.
So $1,500.
$1,500 to get all that done, to fly to another country, and it's still, so that's $1,500, still cheaper than doing it here.
Yeah.
And it's, from what it sounds like, better care.
Well, it's that's when people start talking about like better care, I think probably standard of care, and I've gotten into some arguments with some Turkish people before about how they'll call America very dirty, that America's a very dirty country. I've been to Turkey. It ain't that clean. You know?
I don't. Do you think we're dirty? I don't see this country as dirty.
No. Well, you know what's funny? Like when you travel, you do start seeing, this brings me to this great Special Forces colonel, retired Special Forces colonel that I met when I was doing theater, community theater down in Goldsboro.
Yeah.
He told me the two dirtiest cities he's ever been to in his life were Tunis, which is capital of Tunisia,
right, and
Naples.
Oh, really?
Not Florida, Italy.
Right.
And he said that they were just like they were.
I have heard that about Italy.
He's explained like it's not all of Italy because he'd been around. Like he was like Rome wasn't like that.
Right.
Milan was not like that. But
Hawaii was. I remember that being struck by Hawaii when I went to how clean it was.
Right.
I remember thinking. I remember that distinctly, thinking, "Wow, this is freaking clean."
Stupid dirty islanders. Dirty natives. But there's the thing that you get to is the standard of care. Like that's not available to everybody in Turkey.
Oh.
So it's not like a standard of care. Like it's not like that's what everybody gets.
So how does she get it and people in Turkey don't?
Because there's somebody that offers it.
Okay.
So it's offered, but it doesn't mean that everywhere in Turkey. When we say Turkey, it's like, I went to California and had this medical thing done. That's not how it is in all of California. Like when New York, Tony? Do you know the other Tony from New York?
Right.
That I met? It's not the same thing. It's there's probably like an international draw for this, and these people are making money off of it. It's not like you could just walk into Turkey and go, I would like the $800 everything.
Well, yeah. She said she made an appointment,
and it's probably one place, is what I mean. Like it's not this isn't a standard of care. It's not how they treat everybody.
But if I'm in if I live in Turkey, I'd be like, all right, well, that's where I'm going to go.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you right now, you can't go because you may have 5 million Turkish lira in your pocket, but that's $5. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Are you saying that $800 is a lot of money to them?
Yes.
I mean, it's a lot of money to me too. But
but $800 is not something that your average fucking
Turkish person, okay,
would be like. Yeah, I'm gonna go take care of my medical needs. Like this, whoever organized this thing is very smart.
Okay, but having said that, everything this woman did, we're talking thousands upon thousands here.
Oh, absolutely. No. And but also, like, yes, they did all of that. I don't know how good it was. Like, actually, like, yes, they did that, but one of these doctors. Who are these doctors? Like, right. The thing about America, and it's one of the things where people are like, I hate the government. And it's like, yeah, but the government's, you don't like what you don't like. Being able to get eggs and meat and any kind of produce without it killing you. Well, I mean, it happens every now and then, but they put the government jumps in and stops it from. So and Turkey was one of the places we were told not to eat. Because everywhere else, like in Asia, they will put a bowl of like fruit and vegetables on the table, and we were told not to eat it.
Right.
Because it was the fertilizer, the watering, and everything. We were going to get sick.
Well, yeah. Well, let me point out two things. First off, even yesterday, I think it was yesterday, we were talking about something that wasn't. We were talking about some kind of problem in this country. I don't remember what it was, but I remember I stopped and said, "Hey, look, let me be very clear. This is a great country."
Yeah, no. I'm not saying that it's a hit on this being a great country. I'm just saying, like, this is our story.
Right.
And yes, it's difficult and things are, but there's the more specialized we become as a society, the harder it gets to make these things affordable.
Well, all right. So, and that was the other thing I was going to say. I also read an article this morning. They talked to Americans who moved out of the country, and it wasn't
expatriates.
Well, no, that's the thing. They didn't move out of this country to make a stand, or because it was like job related.
No, that's expats. Like that's what they.
Oh,
call
that's
them.
just what they're called.
Yeah.
And they asked them, like, what do you miss the most? And all of them brought up things that I think, just I don't want to say take for granted, but are just common here.
Right.
One person said backyards. In a lot of places in Europe, there's no backyard. Well, yeah, England has no stop signs. The first time I ever drove in this country with Elio, he was blowing stop signs left and right, and I finally said to him, "What are you doing?"
I almost got hit actually entering the parking lot over here.
Yeah, nobody.
And that lady was going real fast, and I'm like, "Well, I'm turning."
Right.
And I'm pointing at the stop sign, like as I'm finishing my turn. Like,
oh yeah, everybody blows that light, that sign regularly. But Elio's blowing. I go, "What are you doing?" He's like, "What?" I go, "You're blowing stop signs like crazy here." He goes, and he looked at me like I was nuts. I go, "A stop sign." I said, "You know what I'm saying?" He didn't realize. He goes, "But there's nobody there." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "There's nobody at the other corner."
Yeah, but
I said, "You have to stop anyway."
It's not an option.
He couldn't grasp it. He goes, "You're telling me there's nobody for miles, and I still have to stop at that stop sign." I said, "Yeah, that's exactly what I'm telling
not
you."
forever.
Yeah, right.
Like
You're
not
allowed to hit
forever.
the
Like
gas
just
again.
stop and then go. Like it's not like you have to wait for somebody to show up to then go.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I was sitting there for a couple of days. But yeah, backyard stop signs, the level of education. Somebody did say food.
Oh no! I think
water.
I think we were talking about it before. I don't think we should educate people to the level that we educate them.
Well, true,
because it's obviously not working out.
But it's things that you. But when you lose
understand.
it's when you realize.
Right.
One person even wrote, Americans probably don't realize that they're actually taking showers in drinking water.
Right.
And that struck me. I was like,
oh yeah, no, that's always, and I think I was in when I was in the Air Force overseas when. That was like because then you get into potable versus non-potable water,
right?
Like, and why is that a thing? Every time there's a flood or like, the institution destroys the fucking water, like in Flint, Michigan,
right?
And like, oh, potable. They keep on saying potable, and it's like never something that gets explained when that happens. And you're like, but yeah, no, we bathe in drinking water.
Right.
That's how that's the level that we live at here. And
Right.
that's the other thing is like the fucking all these douchebags. Yeah. I just had to get that out.
Had nothing to do with the conversation.
No. But that like oh, America sucks so bad. And it's like you bathe in drinking water. That's actually, you know what? It's been such a long time. Thank you for bringing that up. I'm bringing that back. I'll be like, you bathe in drinking water.
Right.
What the fuck? Oh, you can't trust the water here on Long Island. Bullshit. There's, a shitty spot here in Nassau because it's Nassau. But in Suffolk, we can drink the
Hicksville
water.
was the winner for many years for having the best water on the
Right.
island.
But it's like the 5 towns, right? It's around there that those are.
I think
There's like
so.
some sort of, and of course you had Grumman and Bethpage just.
Oh, yeah, people are still getting sick over
leaching
there,
shit
man.
into the fucking.
Yeah, that
like
was bad.
there are bad things and bad places and
Yes.
whatnot, but this really is like you should go to another country, like, and actually have to live there for a little while.
Well, then another thing, and I know what you said a few minutes ago about we're educating too many people, but that's what somebody said too. The level of education you don't really get here, and they don't get there what we have here,
and we shouldn't be educating the people here to that level because they're obviously incapable of using that education
right
in like a way that you should be using it.
But having said that, I found that article very interesting because my doctor's with Northwell, and I personally think it's the worst level of care I've ever had.
Yeah, I will say that the where we've been moving with this corporatized.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's necessary. And hear me out on this.
Okay.
It's not necessary in terms of care.
Yeah.
But in terms of what things cost, being able to survive as a doctor, like, because they can't get enough. They can't, for themselves, for the most part, have enough patients in a private practice to make good money. It is because of we talk about the negative parts of capitalism and how capitalism should not be part of healthcare. I'm not saying people shouldn't make money and they shouldn't make a lot of money, but in terms of how we give out healthcare, that model, it's bad. I'm going through me and my wife are going through a whole thing with our plan of like, they want us each for medications that our doctors say are things we need. $900 for one for me, and $900, so $1,800 a month is what we should be paying to meet the deductible, which can't be met until November. Like if using that like $1,800 a fucking month tells you how much this is a lot.
Yeah.
Our year starts March 1st, so from March 1st to November 1st, we're paying $1,800 a month.
That's insane.
We'll never see how much it would cost after we hit that. So but it's unfortunately it's because of the whole structure. This is the way the entire thing is structured. And it's funny and I know people are going to get upset, but the Affordable Care Act was designed to stop that. And it would have and was doing that until they got rid of it. They got rid of the important parts that made it like that people had to, like, you have to do this so that if everybody takes a part in this, it was the closest thing to government health care. And I know everybody complains. We were talking about Canada earlier, and like it's still better in terms of people having access and not being crippled with debt. That's where we fail here, is that we like, if you're sick, all right, you know what? We'll do a comedy show for you and raise some money for your bills. You know what I mean? Like, which is sweet and nice, and that's a very good. And you want that kind of like community kind of feel, but
to profit off healthcare, profit off sickness,
it's a
there's
tough.
just something not
it's like
right with
ethically
that. Right.
But that's that's what they do. Like, I don't know.
Let's see. All those tests in Stony Brook would have taken 3 weeks, says John Rusiello.
Right. They can't. John, you're 100% right about the malpractice insurance. But why can't they pay the malpractice insurance? Is because they can't possibly have enough without being part of a group, they can't afford them out because they can't have enough. There's only so many hours in a day. So the corporate entity takes on that liability.
Oh, I see. You're reading his.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm kind
Sorry.
of right now.
The reason. Oh, okay. To be fair, some of our podcasts do have a sanitizer, says Ken Pichelle.
They used to.
Yeah. Fremder, England has no stop signs. Well, I guess that explains what happened to the Queen. I don't get it.
I don't either.
Oh.
But
Joel, hello, Joel. Only 1% of the water on the planet is drinkable, and the Great Lakes are 21% of that 1%. Fresh water, it's why depopulation is happening.
And
It's
here in
running out
America, we
fast.
bathe in it.
Wow.
And then here on Long Island, we put it into the ground and wait. Yeah.
I've this guy Joel, when he first joined us,
I saw he was.
Yeah, he was like he was being funny and not making sense and fucking around, which is fine.
Yeah.
But we, look at this.
I'm just gonna stop by Hershey and the Keegs.
Oh, he will flip out.
I
He
don't doubt
will
it.
wreck you. Mark Herschmann has stopped by, ladies and gentlemen.
How are you?
Tony's party.
With all due respect, I thought it was Tony's show that I was interrupting. Now you're. May I, Tone?
Of course. Let me.
Thank God we're on to like the third page of his notes.
The thing is, am I on the mic, Tone, or no?
You're on the mic. I don't have you on the camera yet.
Oh, that's
so
okay.
bear
Don't worry
with
about
me.
the camera.
Please don't.
Tony does encourage me if I'm in the area. He does encourage me.
Anybody that's a part of our family is welcome
I
to
make it
come in
known
here.
that I do not encourage people to do that.
Absolutely.
But
hear ya.
Tony does encourage it. So I was picking up my dear old mama sandwich next door at the deli.
Oh, nice.
And I figured you
Big
guys are going
spender.
off the air in 10 minutes. So I figured I would pop in and say hello.
That's the best you could do for Mom?
My mother has a thing where she happens to love the turkey sandwiches from the cow. Don't ask me why. I would go to a gourmet deli for her. She likes a turkey on a seedless roll from the cow. So I acquiesce.
All right.
Good son.
Big words.
Yeah, I mean, there's delis near my house. There's Fred's Deli. There's King Cullen has a perfectly good delicatessen.
They do.
But my mother likes the cow. So that's what I'm doing. I stopped to get, and I saw your car here. I'm like, shit, they're still in the air probably for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Actually, that's exactly right. Another 10 minutes. Yeah.
What's been the agenda today? What have you guys been? What have you
We've
been up
been-
to?
It's usually Free Association Friday.
All sorts of funny topics like healthcare and.
So some serious stuff.
Well, actually, we did talk about this comedian named Kelfire.
Kelfire?
She was doing a set. And we don't know. We think it may be a publicity stunt, but she was on stage and she actually turned to the crowd and said, "Who would like to go home with me tonight?" And a guy jumped up on stage and they walked off. And then she tweeted the next day that the guy
Banged her?
The guy came into my car and then came on my face. That's what she
Wow,
wrote.
Kelfire.
And Mark's
Wow.
Mark's making a mental note now. I'm going to get that girl on my show.
Kelfire. Speaking of fire, by the way, I don't know if you saw this, but you like these stories. I mean, there was a gentleman, a Levittown gentleman, and you saw me making all the fireworks related.
A Levittown gentleman sounds like a euphemism
Right,
for
that's
something,
right.
for something completely
that
different.
doesn't make sense. It doesn't make
he's a
sense.
real Levittown gentleman.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So you're right. A man from Levittown was locked up today because yesterday he decided to hand fireworks to an 11-year-old boy
while they were
unknown, unknown whether it was a relative of his or not. The kid lit the fireworks off. The fireworks went amiss and lit his house on fire and the next door neighbor's house on fire. Right over by. If you know where like the funeral home is on Wanto Avenue, right? over there.
Dude,
across the
that
street.
story makes me realize how much I love freedom.
Yes, that's right.
Fuck
but
me.
It was really brutal.
That's really-
You live out in Suffolk County, right?
Yeah, East Setauket.
Okay, so I assume it was bad there, but Levittown was like Fallujah last night, and it never stopped. Like you'd figure, like the 8:45 to like 10 o'clock.
It went at least till 11.
Oh, it was. They were popping.
I got mad high and fucking passed out.
Okay, so
like I was like, I woke up and I was sitting on my glasses, kind of thing.
Oh, one of those deals.
I was like,
okay.
God damn it, I gotta stop doing
So
that.
does that mean you do not have dogs? Because if you had dogs,
no, I don't have
Okay,
dogs.
because dogs. I mean, my dogs are going fucking ape shit, and I was starting to get pissed. And I'm not the old man get off my lawn guy.
Right.
You're becoming
but
that.
At some point, I was like, this is enough already. Like you people can't pay your fucking mortgage, but you've just blown off 3 mortars though every 15 minutes.
I
right?
actually did that once. When I had a different house in Hicksville, I was lighting some fireworks. I forget. It wasn't 4th of July. I don't know what I was. I don't remember what.
Just a celebration, a regular celebration.
Maybe, or maybe
I think it was a Tuesday.
Yeah, I don't know why I was doing. I don't remember why I was doing this, but I lit a bottle rocket, right, and I had it ready to go, and nothing happened. So I was like,
dud.
So I kind of like just kicked it over as I'm walking into my house, so it's flat.
Yep.
All of a sudden, boom! It takes off.
Right.
And I'm watching it in shock. It goes down my driveway, gets into the street, shoots to the right, shoots to the left, and goes up. My neighbor's Birch Grove Street goes right up there. I mean, it was like a car. It went right up their driveway, under her car, and then, and I just stood there waiting for her car to blow up.
To blow up, yeah, you'd blow up a car.
Thankfully, nothing happened, right? So it's all quiet. I'm about to go into the house. All of a sudden, I hear her. She was in the house. She had the window open, apparently, and she goes, "I saw that." And I just went, "Sorry." Well, so and I ran into the house.
Andrew, at least we know how the whole leg thing happened now. We know.
Right, yeah. Finally, we got
the caper has been solved.
It's cancer.
Like,
yeah,
right. I told you on that cancer thing for a long time.
Come on, nobody believes that.
The shark attack was closer to the
That's right.
truth than that.
That's exactly right.
We had relatives over yesterday, and one kid looking at me. What happened to your leg? Like, nothing. It's fine.
Somebody fucking stared at it too hard.
The last kid,
a relative who was not that knowledgeable of you, like didn't know.
Well, from my wife's side.
Oh, okay,
so
gotcha.
this kid, I think, was probably a year or two when Lisa and I split,
right.
and now we're catching up with each other.
Oh, that's good. So he can start to enjoy it too, like the rest of us. That's good. Share the wealth.
What did you do yesterday for the 4th?
So we were at a very low-key family friend barbecue, and then it was around 6:45 or 7. They were in Levittown, and we heard a couple of massive M80 explosions, and that was our sign to go home because we knew our dogs were going to be flipping, and they were flipping the fuck out. So I gave them some hemp when I got home, and
did that work?
Yeah. You know what? It didn't not work. It's not like an end-all, be-all, but it definitely brings them down a couple of notches. Yeah. So it wasn't like they would just chill, and they still were, on top of us. They wanted to be around us, but it definitely helps. Hemp helps, as you know, as I know. Yeah.
I'd be a dog freaking out like fireworks.
That's right.
We were talking earlier about your favorite topic, which is Sally, and she actually posted something about she got her dog some kind of special hoodie thing.
Yeah,
a happy hoodie. Was it
I don't know. I saw it.
You get shot in Florida. Stand your ground.
Oh, that's right. That's exactly right.
Watch out, dogs wearing hoodies.
That's right. That's right. 65 schnauzers were killed today in Florida. That's right.
A guy got off for stand your ground.
Oh God.
In a town known as Levittown, Long Island, lived a man with a firework in his hand, says Ken Pichelle.
We actually
Billy Joel.
There's a condo development right by me that it's technically in Port Jeff Station. I live right on the border of Port Jeff Station and East Setauket.
Yeah.
And 4 or 5 people ended up going to the hospital from this one incident, and multiple cars were damaged. And it sounds like somebody got a couple of fingers blown off.
Oh, nice.
Amateurs.
So I can't wait because it's the Port Jeff Station is where I grew up.
Yeah.
So I know I'm gonna find out, and I know it's gonna be some moron I know.
Yeah. No, I know I'm a Stony Brook grad, so I know the area well. And for many years, very close friends of mine lived in the Setauket Knolls, right on, right next to the gas station, the Holiday Inn Express.
That's and I'm just a little further down.
Yeah.
Old Town Road.
Okay, so Port Jeff Station, Setauket, it's all the same shit. Yeah.
It's a butthole of. Yeah.
No, it's a good community over there. I like it over there a lot.
It's really great, actually.
Yeah, it's got buttholes on the mind because
you always have buttholes on the mind. But honestly, when my wife and I were looking for homes, I think if it wasn't so far removed from where I worked and where she worked, we liked that area because we both went to Stony Brook. But it's a little bit removed.
I'm also a sea wolf.
See, look at that.
Speaking of buttholes, promote August 8th.
Yeah. So, I can promote it, although I don't know how many. So I was given originally 100 tickets for this fundraiser that I put together so that my wife can raise money to run in the Chicago Marathon. She's running to help money for epilepsy. I don't know if it's to help people get epilepsy or to help cure
That's what
it.
I'm rooting for.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's kind of ironic that we're bringing all of our friends to fight epilepsy, yet they're going to be bombed off their faces and someone's bound to get a seizure. There's no question about it.
You should definitely play Entertainment Tonight's theme song and have Mary Hart say something.
That's
I
right.
don't know if you
She'll be
remember
here.
that woman that had epileptic fits.
Oh, I loved her too.
She was hot in her day.
Yeah, she's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
So
I'd bang her now. She's famous.
I had 100 tickets and I sold them all out. I hadn't mentioned that, but you knew I was going to, Tone.
Absolutely.
But Andrea had left me, and then you left them for me at the house. Some extra tickets, so I probably have about 10 or 12 extra tickets to sell. August 8th, Governors, myself, Monty will be here.
Nice.
Haft. We got Tony Walker to do a spot, which I'm super stoked about.
You get discounted tickets?
Yeah,
now?
well, now that's free tickets for anyone who wants
Please,
to
for
be
Christ's
involved in
sake.
that.
And who is not going to be here?
Keegs will not be here, but he will be in the Asheville Comedy Festival in North
Sweet.
Carolina.
Cool.
Which is a big deal for us too. So the
Yes,
Hershey and Keegs
absolutely.
family will be rocking and rolling Thursday, August 8th. This is not one of those bullshit things where you better contact me or you're not going to get tickets. Legitimately, I have like 10 tickets to sell. So if you want to go, call me today, text me. Otherwise, fuck off.
It's a weekend of mountains and epilepsy.
Oh my God!
For Hershey and the
Is there a
Keys.
better
That's-
weekend than that?
That's like,
Yeah.
I hope that you guys find some time for some real grade A pedophilia.
Oh yeah,
To-
no,
to-
well,
to just-
well, with Keeks, that's every
Yeah.
weekend, so that's good. And then you guys now, you're promoting what, Tone and Andrew?
All right. I'll start in from the beginning.
Thank you.
July 12th, Chris Monty.
All right.
At the in the Giggle Room. July 13th, Chris Monty at the Brokerage. Or July 13th, go see Saku Ali with Ivory Fields and Frank Fiala. It's Joke Dealers right here in the Giggle Room. July 19th, Mike Chetty and Friends, presented by Gov's Comedy Club Podcast with Greg and Rob, Tony Landolfi, and Irene Bremis. Joey Cola, July 20th at McGuire's.
Wow.
July 25th at McGuire's, Andy Plagainos.
Yeah.
He's licking himself as always. August 3rd, right here at Governor's, Joey Cola.
Killer.
August 8th, Mark David Herschmann, Stand Up for Epilepsy.
Yeah.
Right here at Governor's.
Or we should call try to stand up for epilepsy.
Here, put this wallet in your mouth for
That's
epilepsy.
right. Just hold on to a cane or something for epilepsy. Yeah.
I'll tell you later.
Sounds like we're trying to treat somebody with
That's
epilepsy.
right.
September 27th, Murder Mystery with Knockem Dead Comedy at the Brokerage. September 28th, a game show with Knockem Dead Comedy in the Giggle Room. October 5th, Gov's Comedy Club Podcast presents The Down and Outs with Claudia Sherman, Gretchen Comer, Nancy Parker, and I'll be hosting that. Gov's Comedy Club Podcast presents Mike Picchetti and Friends again, November 2nd.
Jeez.
With Karen Krentz, Johnny McDonald, and Greg Kritikos.
Okay.
That'll be fun. Another murder mystery in December at
didn't know
McGuire's.
you were opening up.
I know, you had to ask. I was going to do it anyway. And then I think this is the last time I'm going to promote this, but I'll do it anyway. Nikki Glazer, her second HBO special, currently streaming on Max. It's called Someday You'll Die. Go check that out now.
Now, just out of curiosity, as we wrap up your show,
Sure.
What made you promote Nikki Glazer just now?
True
Just
story.
now. He's been doing it for like a month.
I didn't know that.
This is a true story. Her people emailed me. They said, how we'd like to promote the special. It was about a week before the special came out in May.
Okay.
We'd like to promote it. Would you be interested? And I wrote back flat out because I wasn't sure if it was somebody messing with me.
Yeah.
So I just wrote back, said, what's in it for me? And they said, we'll send you autographed posters. I said, that's a start. I said, what's the chance of getting Nikki Glazer for an interview on one of our shows here? They said, we'll get back to you. I'm like, okay. I got the posters in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, fucking A. So I gave some of them away on this show. And I emailed them and thanked them. And I said, any chance of getting an interview? And they said, well, we're not sure. We're looking into it. And I said, look, even if you guys will send me, hey, I'm Nikki Glazer, you're watching Gov's Comedy Club Podcast.
Yeah.
I said, if you could just send me that, I said, we're cool.
Deal.
I have not gotten that.
Okay.
Which is why I'm like, I think today, I mean, the special's been on for almost 2 months at this point. So I think I've done my share.
Or just one more follow-up email maybe from on your behalf?
I did. I emailed. Okay. I think I did
Sometimes
follow
you need
up
some
once.
coaching.
No, I did.
All right.
But I think I got like the same type of answer. Like we'll let you know. We're one of those,
Or
shrugging you
just
off.
make the end of it and then just take the last poster and just do one of those jobs. and then just call it a day.
I'm trying to think. I gave I think 2 away here on the show. And
cool.
And I gave 1 to James. And James even said, he's like, well, she never really played here. So I said, well,
Yeah.
you want it?
Yeah.
He took it, but
Yeah.
So
All
yeah,
right, cool, very cool.
and and that's it.
All right, awesome.
Very nice.
Thanks for having me on. I'm sorry to interrupt, but
No, not at all.
I'm glad we
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
could make your wait for your mom's sandwich a lot.
Well,
better.
you know, it's funny. When I pulled up, the drive-through line was just immense. So I'm like, you know what, this will be a good little break. By the time I get out there probably won't be that many cars. And
so you haven't even ordered the sandwich?
I didn't
yet?
order it, but they when they see me, they know that I get I walk in and I ask for a sandwich for dear old mom. That's what I say to them.
Okay.
And they're like, turkey on seedless roll, right?
Right.
And that's it. So that's our
So
transaction.
it's actually faster to walk into that place.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, they know me from the post.
Well, yeah, the girl just
she's the best.
She just what's her name? Do you know her name?
I swear to God, and she knows my dad from when he was alive, and I don't remember her name. And
I'm
she's
good at wingmanning shit.
Yeah.
I'll try to.
We need to find.
She had all these wonderful things to say about you the other day, and I'm glad you brought up your dad.
Oh.
Because I was talking to Andrew yesterday. She actually came to me. She goes, I left some tickets for Mark. I said, yeah, I got them. And then out of nowhere, she went on and on about how much she loved your dad.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even realize that was your connection here. I thought it was just you and your
Well,
genius.
no. My dad wasn't the connection at all. It was just.
She said he used to come here all the time.
Oh,
she
he
said.
did, but you know what it was is like with my dad, and he was the best, and I talk about him all the time.
Yeah.
If I got entrenched in Mr. Carletto, wow, and his child, look at that,
children.
Who? Oh, that's wow.
Okay.
Hi,
Hey,
Joe
hi,
Carletto.
guys.
Wow, this is
Joe
exciting.
Carletto.
I'll bore you with my presence in a couple of minutes. I just
Okay. Yeah, do what you got to do.
I don't know what I got to do.
Story of my life.
You'll figure it out.
I don't know what I got to do.
Nice to see you. I was just going to get a sandwich, and I saw that Tony and was still here, so I just popped in, and we're wrapping up. Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll wait.
Believe me, I'm not worth the wait.
That's not true, I've told you that. He's very popular on this show, this man.
I love it.
People always ask for him.
So what I was saying is, like when I got into horse racing when I was a kid, when I was 22 and I started selling racehorses, my father would be at the track and he would be rooting our horses on, and everyone knew him there. And same thing when I started doing stand up, he would make sure that he was around and he saw me perform, and and then Andrea got to know him. So it was.
She made it sound. I would swear she said something about. I could have sworn she said that he used to come in before you got involved.
yeah, probably because
she said he used to talk about his son all the time. And
you know what it was?
Then we met Mark.
My father, he loved Angel Salazar. So,
really?
So whenever Angel Salazar performed, my father was here
because he would strip at the end of his set.
I mean, obviously, I loved stand up because my dad started showing me Buddy Hackett videos in '81 when I was 10.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how I first fell in love with stand up. But no, she definitely knew my dad. There's no question about it.
That's cool.
And then the girl at the deli, who maybe Wingman's going to find out her name.
I got to move for it.
I'm embarrassed to this point that I don't know her name because she always is. When she sees me, she knows my kids' names. Like she's great. But with my dad, they used to like deliver to when my father was sick towards the end. They deliver food to the house.
No kidding.
Oh yeah, it wasn't. There wasn't this ownership group. It was another guy. I don't know if you remember a guy years ago. But they're great. She's a great girl. So. You're on that job.
I got it. I usually I can.
You can finagle it.
I have a move for this. I have a specific move for this.
Does it involve your mustache?
Of course it does.
But what's nice is that she doesn't know you probably very well or at all.
No. From sight, saying hi or whatever, and yeah, I have a whole thing.
This is one of those things I can tell that Andy does not need to be tutored. He'll figure this out.
Yeah, no. It's a move and it works.
It's a move, okay. Because I had a buddy the other day. He wants me to do a prank on his wife, and then he wrote me how to do the whole prank, and I'm like, you don't have to.
Yeah.
I got.
You know who you're talking to, pal.
Come on, I got this. So.
I feel a little disrespected.
Yeah, I felt and he knows me for 20 years. I'm like, don't you think I can swing this without you giving me the lesson on how to do it?
Can we ask what this is about? What you're going to do?
You know what it is actually? It's for the comedy show on August 8th. There's a whole shitload of my people that I used to work with at Briarcliff College coming that hasn't been together in probably 9 years. Okay,
right.
And he wants me to tell her that her old boss is going to be here, who is a terrible guy. He's not going to be here. Total fraudulent. That I even say that. And he's explaining to me how I should bring it up to her that it's going to be a joke. You know what I mean? So I said, we got this. Just like Andy's got this.
Yeah. I 100%.
So.
I mean,
the-
maybe Joe knows.
Look at this.
Hey, wait, what
this
an
guy.
introduction. Total fraudulent, and I
Yeah.
sit down.
The birthday boy. Did
And I love the guy. Total fraud, and I walk in.
Yeah, and you notice how he shut up when you walked in.
Did you celebrate the birthday on the show at all? His birthday?
I have not. I don't think I. Well, I saw you quickly a week or so
National
ago, but
Cannoli Day.
Is that today?
No, June 16th.
Oh,
National
okay, that day,
Cannoli
right,
I was gonna say, I know I wrote a post. Don't fuck with me here.
So so you haven't had Mr. Carletto on since then?
No, not at all.
Well,
So-
this is it then.
Absolutely.
This is the big
He
day.
love me. It's
Yeah.
Only you. Only you.
How many times do I asked you to come on here?
There's one person in this room that loves me, and it's me.
So how often does this happen? I'm curious. So
It's been a while.
Joe, you'll just be here in the club doing some stuff. You'll just pop in, and
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Joe is actually popular for coming in on Tuesdays because he enjoys the trivia.
Okay. So the trivia
I
is
do like the
popular.
trivia, though. I really do.
And I've said it to you before, and I swear to you, it's the truth. I think more people asking when you're coming back on more than anybody.
That's really
a
interesting.
God's honest
Considering
truth.
you've had.
He's a funny guy.
No,
Kevin
I know that,
Pollak.
but I'm just saying.
We had Kevin Pollak
You've
on.
had Fat Jay on. You have Andy on every
Jay
Friday.
is a popular one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get a lot.
Popular.
Yeah, I get a lot of
the
questions.
black guy with who can't walk. What's that young
Oh,
man?
Sean Elliott. Yeah, I'll tell you about that off the air.
Okay. I'm just saying he might be asked about as well.
He does get asked
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Joe
that's
Carletto is the number one.
Joe is definitely the number one guy.
And
Yeah.
you've
Hey,
had-
what we were just talking the other day.
I know.
What a coincidence.
It was a
I'm
coincidence.
so happy I got to see you
You know
today.
what? I felt it. I was pulling into the parking lot, and I said I got to get my mom a sandwich, and then I saw Tony's car, and I'm like, something drew me in, because I'm not one for
Cool.
attention, as you know. So the
Which I
fact
wish
that-
you would.
Yeah.
I wish you
Yeah,
would all the time.
that
You're
would
gonna
actually
get
be great.
Get
Oh, my
on
God.
stage more
Listen,
and more.
man.
We say this all the time. We were saying it the other day.
I told you the text that I got from Joe the other day. Like, if my ego isn't big enough, I was so I had tears in my eyes. It was so flattering and humbling from him talking about me to Mr. Dolce talking about.
But then he
me.
realized that it wasn't Mark DeMeo that he was talking to.
Mark Herschmann, he thought it was Mark DeMeo. Yeah. You can't even get a fucking punchline right here, though.
That's why I don't come in.
Right.
No, I said it right.
You
Didn't
realize,
I?
you realize it wasn't,
Mark
gotcha.
DeMeo.
That's a handsome man, by the way, that Mark DeMeo.
Did you see him though? He's got this big
He
giant
didn't
beard
say
now.
that. Did we have replay? Because you heard the same thing
Yes,
I
I
heard.
did.
Yes.
I'll bet you $1. I'll
Yeah.
bet you $1. I said it right.
he
That Mark
definitely.
DeMeo
Do we
is
have
a,
replay?
is a handsome
No, you
man.
have to wait
Can
till we
agree
go
to that?
off.
Do you know Mark
Hold on.
DeMeo?
Here's the dollar.
Oh, wow.
Mark DeMeo was is a New York City retired cop and then became a comic.
Yeah.
And he has.
But now we're living in Vegas.
He's got gorgeous hair. Let's establish that.
He does have a great head.
He did a Optimum
does.
commercial several years ago with
I
Canal
don't remember
Aurora.
that.
Oh yeah, it was a very
Wait, who? I got to see this guy now.
Mark DeMeo and Casey Aurora, both comics, did a Optimum commercial that was on constantly, and that's where I think Mark DeMeo's hair came to light as being one of the best coifs of hair in the comedy business.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
yeah.
You know, I didn't see that statistic. I got
Right. It's,
Well, I don't know. You're subscribed to the quarterly.
you know what? It's
Yeah,
it's Mark DeMeo.
There's a quarterly.
I might have a copy. I do keep them bagged
trying
and
to
boarded
think.
back at my house.
Mark DeMeo, Matt Burke. He's a wonderful head of hair. Also,
He does.
Right? Yeah.
What about
Yeah,
RDJ?
Oh, yeah.
He's got hair.
Teddy Smith, wonderful hair.
And now
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. But he's-
Tony, back hair, wonderful. Yes.
Definitely top 10.
Yeah. Right. Mr. Dolce has a beautiful head of hair.
Oh
as
Yeah,
well.
my God!
Yeah, he does.
Absolutely.
And
He does have
nobody,
beautiful
nobody
hair.
dresses better than that.
Nobody.
man.
No.
True, true,
Nobody.
No.
Nobody.
No. I would say one of Mr. Dolce's suits can go against anything in my wardrobe in its entirety.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there goes Larry.
Larry.
Who's
Oh,
not
look at
dressed
that.
like James Dolce.
Well, it's a Friday afternoon. It's a Friday afternoon. Right?
Or any old Tuesday.
Yeah. That's right.
Did you? I could do it.
I
on the
didn't
air.
do it.
Screw
Do it.
No,
Do it.
I don't know if you heard about this. Was it a week or so ago? I go into the bathroom and there's blood on the floor.
Oh, shit.
I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, really?
So I knock on the door. I go, Larry, sorry to bother you. I go, but I was just in the bathroom. And he stops me. He goes, blood? I go, yeah.
He lost a baby?
He's
He
So
miscarried.
sick. You never tell him he looks
What
like
a
he's
place to
pregnant.
miscarry at work.
Rule number one.
Yeah.
Rule number one.
He sneezed, and he ended up with a bloody nose.
shit.
He's like, I thought I got it all in the bathroom. He said, I'll go back.
my
But then I see his shirt was covered.
Holy Jesus.
I'm like, Larry, you sure somebody's
I
not
gotta
buried
ask
in the
him
back? I
about
was like, what
that.
the fuck? His
Wow.
shirt was covered. I was like, holy shit. I felt really bad.
So he
for him.
sneezed, and then he didn't tell you about the gunshot that also happened.
I sneezed as I blew this guy's as I shot this guy. Boom.
You didn't hear a thing, right?
He's
I
actually
sneezed.
trying to hide the sound of the gunshot.
Achoo!
Well, I always sneeze when I get shot in the chest. It's always a reaction.
It's always a reaction, right?
I know that's right. Stuff.
But that was nice that you were scared.
Yeah.
You were frightened.
Not for Larry, but for myself.
No, well, you didn't know.
I had no idea what happened. Yeah,
Right.
I was worried that something. Yes, I was worried that
Something-
somebody hit their head or
Yeah,
something.
you were. You weren't worried about there was something shady that went down. You thought there was
Oh
something.
no, I thought that too.
You can get in
okay.
on. Yeah.
Because
The guy hanging upside down, he just moved.
I'm gonna say
That's the movie,
trying to
right?
pay.
Out of the way. I got
In the movie, it goes like this.
right. Because why?
Right.
That's right.
After 2 drops of blood. hit the rim.
It's like, what's this on my nose?
Because why in this business or industry would you ever think something nefarious could possibly happen in the back of a comedy club on a Tuesday at 8 a.m.? Why would that ever happen? You find someone in a meat locker hanging upside down. Well, thank God we just know that it's Larry's deviated septum that was the problem.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
And the gunshot. Exactly.
So your shirt is here, Mr. Carletto. Which I will promote because our friend
Yeah, go ahead,
Deborah
promote it to
Markowitz.
Debbie. Yes.
It's
I was in that movie.
You were. Oh, that's right. We both. You had a line. I was just an extra in the background. But it stars Travis Grant.
Oh, that's the Trav
That's
one.
what
Yes.
Travis has been working on?
Yep.
He's great.
Cool,
He's
cool.
fun.
The wait list.
Travis is
great.
fantastic.
I heard it went very well. He's now working with Deborah on another one.
Yes, I just
Yep.
saw that.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Is that
Oh,
right?
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm getting confused because I keep seeing posts from him about.
That's
Well,
so
yeah, it
cool.
was, and then just last week they started another.
Oh,
one.
okay,
So yeah,
okay.
that's what
Now,
you
are
see
you
posted.
keeping that sweatshirt by you because I have to sign it, or are you going to give it to me?
Yeah, there you go.
Did you get a hold of a sweatshirt? Or did you
I got a T-shirt.
Oh, you
of the
did?
exact
Okay.
same thing. Yes.
You can, wear that, you can wear that year round, you know.
A wait list, a love-ish story.
Right.
Deborah Markowitz.
Which we can see Joe Carletto in.
That's
Yes.
amazing.
Yes, you
So
can.
cool.
Very nice.
In all my glory.
So you didn't choose.
That's what you want to call
You didn't
it.
want to wear that T-shirt today. You decided to wear your Mookie's T-shirt instead.
Well, what's better than
Yeah.
a Mookie shirt? Really?
Did you make that up
Is
yourself?
that Mookie
No.
Wilson?
Yeah.
Oh,
my
okay.
my
then
favorite.
yeah, then okay. I'm
My
gonna say.
favorite Met of all
It looks
time.
like
No.
an off-brand T-shirt.
It
doesn't
really
Like-
does, yeah. It looks like Cookie, but they spelled
Yeah.
it wrong, so we'll give it to you for $1.
No, it just
You
looks
should
like
see
you
the
went
girls
to-
walking around with it written on their asses.
Oh, that's right. Yes. It looks like he went to Tri-County and he said, "Can you just make me a T-shirt?"
Can you
that
make
says
me?
Mookie?"
You got
No.
to. You have overruns of a shirt no one
Right.
wants.
That's right.
$7.99 on Amazon. So yeah,
That's a
Mookie.
lot.
This is me
That's-
interviewing Mookie
that's
Wilson
phenomenal.
last summer. I was like a kid.
Really?
Saying, oh, this was a big thrill for me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
We had a blast too. He was a good
Oh,
guy.
I can imagine.
And I had dinner with him the night before.
Wow, that's
yeah.
kind of like a dream come true.
Yeah, that
right?
was really
Yeah.
cool. That was very cool.
So it's interesting how you have a positive experience with a Met meeting, and I have one of the worst experiences of my life with a
really?
Met experience. I'll tell you what happened without getting too much into detail. I have a very close friend who has had some business dealings with Lenny Dykstra. We'll say that.
Okay. Okay.
And this is about, yeah.
That could be a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Did he bring the
That's what I
white?
said, we'll just leave it alone.
Did he bring the white?
And I get a text on a random weeknight right before COVID, so I figured it was like 4 or 5 years ago. And he texts me, he goes, "Hirsch, I'm in my office, which happens to be locally," and he said, "I'm hanging out with Lenny Dykstra. Come over." And I was like, "All right, like
Yeah,
okay,
why wouldn't you go over? Say hello.
Don't have to
and
tell Joy.
so I went over, went to the office, and the setting was literally this. It was my buddy, Lenny Dykstra, and me in a room this size, maybe a little smaller, for 3 hours. Just the three of us. Just bullshitting. After the first
Naked, of
hour,
course. Naked.
I was hoping that my wife texted me or called me that the dog was sick or something so I can get out of there, because what was happening
Really?
was Lenny Dykstra is a level of fucking nuts that you have never imagined in your entire life. What you see of him isn't even half of it.
Really?
At one point, I must have just come back from vacation, so I was tan, and he reached over and he took his hand and he just stroked my face and he said, "How do you get to be has your skin so smooth?" And I was like, "Get me the fuck
Wow.
out of here." Yeah.
Jizz.
Wow.
And then he wanted to know if we can drive him back to Cherrywood, New Jersey. And we're like, "No one's driving you back to Cherrywood, New Jersey." And he took an Uber back to New Jersey. I'll never forget. And he had this disgusting, scrungy old duffel bag that looks like he had it since when he was a Met in 1980 something.
Right.
2 weeks later, he was busted for holding a gun to an Uber driver in a parking lot in Jersey.
Right.
And in that bag that day, there's no question that he had a lot of illegal items, but he definitely had that gun in there. There's no question about it.
Wow.
So I consider myself very lucky.
Yeah.
But I have a wonderful picture of me tan and Lenny Dykstra with no teeth that I will show you. Yeah. Yeah, remarkable though.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll show it to you guys. Crazy. So
that's your
That's,
and it figures that's a Met. It figures,
that was a Met. Yeah, that was a Met. I have not, other than meeting Tino Martinez at the Grand Floridian Hotel years ago when he
that
came
was
out
like
of
a
the
Craigslist ad.
It's funny. I was at an awards dinner for work. I was at an awards dinner. I was in a black tie affair. I was going to have this very prestigious, expensive dinner, and I was walking past the pool around 5 o'clock. And Grand Floridian is known for wealthy people. It's a very expensive hotel in Florida. And out of the pool comes this chiseled Adonis beating water, and it's Tino Martinez. Now, mind
He is
you,
a good-looking guy.
oh my God,
I would stroke his face.
Let me tell you, I offered. Okay, I offered, and I would have flipped for Tino Martinez. That's how good he looked. Now, for me, seeing Tino Martinez is like Tony seeing Mookie, or you seeing maybe not Frank. That's a different level, but someone of the a Rat Pack.
Angie Dickinson.
Yeah,
maybe Andrew Dickinson. Yeah, and my wife's like, you can't bother this guy. He's a fucking with his family, and I'm like, no. I'm bothering this guy. And I said, Tino, I'm sorry. You have to take a picture of me. I showed him my Yankee tats on my arm, my leg. He's like, dude, I'm with my family. I'm like, you don't get it. I'm not going to take no for an answer here. And there's a picture that I will show you also of me in a suit and Tino just throwing on a T-shirt. And that was pretty thrilling. But nothing like 3 hours with Lenny. For him, it was atrocious. It was terrible. Yeah.
3 hours locked in a room.
3 hours, and it could have been, it was only 3 hours because we cut it off, but he was just chain smoking. This was indoors. This was 1970
and
either.
what was he doing there? What was the premise? Did I miss
It was money bar. It was a borrowing, a money thing. I mean, nothing nothing illegal, but it wasn't.
Terrible, but
yeah, but it was, and he just was telling stories, and he was telling some really horrific stories about, just he referred to people, ethnic bashing, racial bashing.
Right,
I mean, he just was carrying on like it was the locker room, and he just was. And it was 1980.
He probably thought that's where he was.
And I, we didn't really foster it. We just kind of. We're like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like, we couldn't believe. But he was telling us stories about Darren Dalton and the drugs that he did. Then he had the brain cancer and died. I mean, he was telling us. Right. I mean, I wish I videotaped it because it would have been valuable. But I also never, like, Keegan's like, you can get him on the show, which I could have him on any show, anytime if we want. But we don't. We don't want him just because it's not we respect this place too much to have that going on here.
Well, after Frank the Tank, it's only downhill.
So this would make Frank the Tank look like we were having like a president. Like he would be in here and we would be looking for the mute button.
Oh yes,
he says some pretty horrific things, and we don't need to shut governors down. They've been too good to all of us. Yeah,
Frank the Tank though, that was one of my. I thought that was one of the funniest things.
Frank the Tank was when Frank the Tank fell asleep on me, literally. Frank the Tank. And
he was on Zoom.
He was on Zoom, and
the phone was super close to his face.
Yeah.
You just see him.
So he had maybe his sugar was low or his diabetes had spiked, whatever it was. And at one point, I could just see his eyes getting really heavy, and then he just went out. And I was like, Frank!
Did you wake? Oh, I was going to
say,
no. Wake up?
I'm like, there's no other way other than me just saying Frank very loudly. And then he was like,
what? No, that wasn't sleep.
Yeah. Oh no, he was asleep as fuck. He was so asleep. He was so very asleep.
No, you weren't asleep. He had your spleen.
No, he was so asleep. Right? It wasn't even like he was.
Thank God I wasn't on camera. I was sitting there.
You were crying. You were crying. Yeah.
So funny.
No, that's I have to say, in the 2 years of doing our show, that's that and the interview I did with that autistic family.
Yes,
that was
great. No, that was great.
That was my proudest, but
yeah.
The Frank thing was the hardest for me because I was so excited about it because Barstool Frank Fleming was a big get for me.
Yeah,
I was very proud of it.
Yeah. Right.
And the fact that he came on with as low enthusiasm as one human could be, Like it was like he literally he had a gun to his head. That's what and he did come on, so I can't knock him.
True.
He was his sugar had to be at coma level.
Yeah.
It must have been. I think that's what it was. But and he even told Mike
1,000.
that maybe he didn't get his Ozempic or something.
Yeah,
happened.
he did say something like that.
Something.
Yeah.
Something happened where he was physically unwell. But he came on, and once I got him awake and going a little bit.
Once we cattle prodded.
No, we definitely got some good replies out of him. I mean, he predicted the Mets would be 40 and 120, which they won't be, but he was pretty excited about that, and he was ripping the Mets prospects and ripping the manager.
The
we
ownership,
definitely got some good TikTok and
so
Instagram.
that was fun.
No, it was good.
No, it was
but
great.
like I said,
It was.
once I thought he was out and I lost him, I was like, shit, this is a bad scene right here. I was worried. But a quick boom, Frank, boom, we got him.
Paddled him, and he's back.
One little Zets, and we got Frank back to life. Yeah. So. Speaking of low sugar, I gotta get my mother a sandwich.
Oh yeah, jeez.
So
I know she's sitting at home waiting.
I gotta be. Are we gonna? I don't want to walk out in the middle. Are you wrapping up? Or are you staying with Mr.
I'm going to
Carletto?
walk out in the middle. Because that's what I do.
Okay.
We're normally done for 25 minutes ago
Okay,
anyway.
so let's wrap up then. Let's do
All
a
right.
nice piece
All right,
of
I'm
wrap
leaving
up.
before you wrap up. Bye, everybody.
Joe, always good.
Always see you, Joe. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Always
it.
a pleasure seeing you.
That was great.
Hey, always a pleasure seeing you.
Oh, I like that
Go to
Joe leaves in the
videotape,
middle.
we
I
gotta
like that
win.
move.
Oh, that's right. I'll do that. I will. Don't forget governors this weekend. Who? Let's see. Some names you'll see on the governor stage this weekend. Elliot Chang, Sean Brown, Joe Cravella, Fat J, Ivory C. Fields.
Oh, geez.
That's this weekend. Go to govs.com
That's a
and
great. That's
make
a
your
great
reservations. And I showed you all the other stuff before, so that's that. And then tonight, don't forget here on Gov's Comedy Club podcast, Don Sill welcomes Tony Landolfi.
Oh shit!
That's going to be a fun
good.
show. Tony's got great stories, man.
That's terrific.
And then that's it. I don't know if we're coming in this weekend. I'm not sure. If I do, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Other than that, Monday morning, Coffee with the Dog at 9.
Boom.
I'm on Monday morning at 11 with Tom Daddario and Rob Cividanis, I think.
Rob
Is that-
Cividanis, yeah.
That's how it's pronounced?
Yeah,
I
Rob
always screw that up.
Cividanis.
Their movie Pancakes and Syrup. Don and I attended a private screening of it the other day, and we loved it.
I heard
So
it was terrific. I
Yeah,
heard
it was a lot of
more
fun.
than one person that it was terrific.
Yeah, it was good. So they'll be here promoting it on Monday. Everybody have a great weekend. What do you got? Oh, quickly, anything you want to
No,
promote?
nothing this weekend. Next
Okay.
weekend. Check my socials.
All right,
Cool.
And August 8th.
August 8th. And then Hershey and the Keeks next week is a special night. We're on Wednesday night. Tony, I think you had a commitment, or Mike did, one of
I
the
did.
two. Yeah.
I have something to
So
do
we're on
Tuesday.
Wednesday night
That's
at
back
9.
on the night that I can go out to my shed, smoke some weed, and listen to you guys.
cool,
That's
cool,
when I
cool.
get to.
All right.
When you moved to Tuesdays, it was like.
We're back Wednesday next week. So.
And there'll also be something going on in the club that night, too. I forget. Somebody's playing.
Oh, is that
Wednesday
right?
at the club, yeah.
Oh, good. I wonder, is someone that we can potentially get to pop in? Is it like a soap opera person or?
No, it's a comedian.
Okay.
I forget who. I'll tell you in a second.
That's great, Tone.
Whoops.
That's awesome.
Let's see who it is. So we're all doing it. See who gets there first.
No, I'm actually just checking
No,
my social media
he's looking
now.
to see where he can pick up his weed. What time?
How many likes I have.
That's right.
Oh, or maybe I'm wrong. I don't see it.
Oh, okay.
I saw it the other day. Maybe it's gone. All right, never mind.
Okay.
Everybody have a great weekend. And we'll govs.com, knockemdeadcomedy.com. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll see you later. Thanks, guys.